The Krell Armada materialized above Earth without ceremony, without declaration, without mercy. 300 warships tore through humanity's orbital defenses like paper, reducing stations to debris and personnel to atoms. The attack lasted for hours. When the smoke cleared, 7 billion souls had perished, and Earth's surface burned beneath nuclear fire. The Galactic Council watched from their observation posts, their multi-species assembly unified in grim certainty. Humanity would capitulate within the week. They didn't know Ellis Harper, aboard the crippled destroyer Valiant's Echo. Commander Ellis Harper pulled himself from the wreckage of the bridge, his uniform scorched, his left arm hanging useless at his side. Around him, emergency lights flickered over the bodies of his crew. 17 good people, gone in an instant when the Krell plasma torpedo had breached their shields. "Sir," a voice crackled through his headset. Lieutenant Darky Chen, somehow still alive in engineering. "Main power's gone. Life support's at 30%. We're dead in the water." Ellis limped toward the tactical station, his boots crunching over shattered glass. Through the viewport, Earth rotated slowly, a marble of brown and gray where blue and green should have been. His home, his family, gone. "How many ships do we have left?" he asked, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. "Scanning now," Darky replied. A pause. 63 confirmed survivors out of the defense fleet. "Most are damaged. The Valiant is. We're in the worst shape, sir." "And the Krell?" "Still in formation. 300 strong. They're holding position at the Lagrange point, probably waiting for our surrender." Ellis pulled up the tactical display with his good hand. The numbers were impossible. Humanity's remaining forces were scattered, outgunned, and broken. Every military doctrine, every strategic simulation said the same thing: sue for peace, accept terms, survive to fight another day. But those doctrines were written before the Krell had murdered 7 billion people without warning, before they'd proven that mercy was a concept they didn't understand. "Patch me through to all surviving vessels," Ellis commanded. "Sir, the Admiralty is dead." "Lieutenant, the chain of command ends with whoever is left breathing." He waited for the connection to establish. "This is Commander Ellis Harper of the Valiant's Echo to all human vessels. I'm not going to lie to you. Earth is gone. Our families are gone. Command is gone. By every reasonable measure, we've already lost this war." He paused, looking out at the Krell formation, so confident in their overwhelming superiority. "But I'm not feeling very reasonable right now. The galaxy expects us to break, to beg, to surrender. They don't understand what they've done. They've given us nothing left to lose." Ellis's voice hardened. "They wanted to break humanity. Instead, they've freed us from fear. All units, target Krell flagship. We attack in 5 minutes." The comm channel erupted in voices. Some protested, some questioned his sanity, but most simply acknowledged and began plotting firing solutions. Darky's voice came through private channel. "Sir, we don't have weapons. The torpedo knocked out everything forward of frame 30. Then we'll be the distraction." Ellis replied, "Reroute everything: life support, sensors, environmental systems, everything to the engines. Get me ramming speed." He could hear her sharp intake of breath. "Ellis, that's suicide." "No, Lieutenant. Suicide is giving up. This is making them pay." He softened slightly. "I need you to handle engineering. Can you do that?" A long pause. Then, "Yes, sir." Diverting power now. Across the void, 63 damaged human vessels began to move. Destroyers with shattered hulls, cruisers trailing atmosphere, frigates held together by emergency bulkheads and sheer spite. They formed up not in defensive formations but in attack vectors, targeting the Krell flagship at the center of their armada. The Galactic Council observers couldn't believe what they were seeing. The Vaxxil ambassador clicked its mandibles in confusion. The Theran representative's feathers ruffled in alarm. This wasn't how defeated species behaved. This was madness. The Krell clearly thought so too. Their flagship's shields activated, and the armada began targeting solutions. But they hesitated, uncertain. Why would the humans attack? They had no chance. It made no tactical sense. They didn't understand humanity's oldest weapon, rage. The Valiant's Echo led the charge, her engines burning at 140% capacity, her hull groaning under the strain. Behind her, the remnants of humanity's fleet opened fire with everything they had left. Railgun rounds, missiles, plasma charges, a desperate fusillade that lit up the darkness. The Krell returned fire, and human ships began to die. The frigate Determination exploded under focus beam fire. The cruiser New Dawn broke apart, her reactor going critical. But for every human vessel that fell, their weapons found Krell shields, weakening them, overloading them. 30 seconds to impact, Darky reported. "Sir, it's been an honor." "The honor is mine, Lieutenant." Ellis gripped the helm controls. Through the viewport, the Krell flagship loomed larger, its shields flickering under the sustained assault from the human fleet. All power to forward momentum. The Valiant's echo struck the flagship's shields at a significant fraction of light speed. The shields held for exactly 1.3 seconds before failing catastrophically. The destroyer's bow punched through the Krell ship's hull like a spear, her engines detonating in a fusion bloom that tore the flagship in half. The shockwave rippled through the Krell formation, and in that moment of chaos, the remaining human vessels pressed their attack. The Krell had expected broken survivors. They got warriors with nothing left to lose. By the time the Galactic Council's observers regained their instruments, the Krell Armada was in full retreat, having lost 74 ships including their flagship to an enemy they'd already defeated. In the debris field where the Valiant's Echo had made her final stand, Lieutenant Darky Chen floated in an escape pod, one of 18 human survivors. She watched the Krell flee and keyed her emergency beacon. "This is Lieutenant Darky Chen to any listening," she transmitted. "Humanity is still here. We didn't break. We won't break. And we're coming for anyone who thinks otherwise." The galaxy had expected humanity to shatter. Instead, they'd learned a hard truth. You can kill humans, but you cannot break what refuses to bend. And humanity would never bend again. End.